Good morning and good evening, everybody. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you who have joined today to give us a special speech on this special occasion. We as Purachikkavingir, Bharathidasan Tamil Mandram, Chennai, America, and Perai are proud to be able to host the International Mother Language Day event. The panel discussion today with language activities from 4 different Indian languages regarding the current state of languages in India and the expected actions from diaspora. In today's panel discussion, we like to focus on the above topic I said on the current state of languages in India, along with the language activities from 4 different Indian languages guests. I welcome our panel discussion members, the media partners, the listeners who joined here to celebrate this event. Well, I don't want to take too much of time. I welcome Mr. Bala from Chennai, America to give a welcome speech to welcome our panel members before we start the event. Mr. Bala is in social activities, involved in many social projects, protecting and educating Tamil language, supporting American Tamil communities in platforms of Tamil heritage, politics, ideology, and carry Tamil language to American-born Tamil origin generations. He helped bridging people in politics of America and Tamil Nadu for the welfare of Tamil communities in both countries. He is also a board of director in non-profit organizations like Kalaignar Foundations America, Chennai, America. Also, he is currently serving as a president of the Countryside Home Management Association in Franklin Township. So we are very warm welcoming Mr. Bala, and I request you to kindly present your welcome speech.
Thank you, Prasad. I hope everyone able to hear me clearly.
We can, yes.
And Vanakkam and good morning and good evening, everyone. And it's a proud moment for me, and I'm glad to participate in this event. And we have been doing this as part of Thagaval America and Purachikkavingir, Bharathidasan Tamil Mandram. We have been doing this. This is our 3rd event of International Mother Language Day. And to give a little background of this, we started. It was brother Ari Sendilnathan who started the Thagaval America. He was the first guest on our event. That was around like September 2020. We started in the day of September 15, 2020, on the birthday of former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and the great leader, Periyar C.N. Annadurai. So we started this to take forward not only the language, also the heritage, what we carry forward to other future generations. I'm proud that we are having this third year of event. I can't imagine how we had this. The first year event, we invited the school students, the college students. We had participants from Greek, Tamil, Marathi, Bengali. We had high school students from America. They participated here, and we had the chairman of Edison Democratic Party chairman in New Jersey. He was a chief guest. And then second year event, we had our school students where we had a deputy mayor, had our chief guest in Franklin Township. And now this is third year. I'm very glad that we are joining hands with a clear team, campaign of language equality and rights. It's actually a very proud moment for all of us and for me too. So I'm going to start in Tamil and English. Usually I hate Tanglish, but this platform makes sense to talk in Tamil and English, right? So let me start with this, a famous quote. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. This is a famous quote from Nelson Mandela, and there's nothing else to tell the importance of this of the mother language. We all speak, we all come from different origins, different languages we speak, different cultures we carry forward, but we all get united in one, like, which is like mother language. We are proud of our own mother languages, and we support each other. And we also have to, and in Tamil, the name of Puratchi Kavainyar Bharathasan Tamil Mandram, the Puratchi Kavainyar Bharathasan is a very famous poet of the 20th century. So he actually said, I'm going to quote in Tamil, I'm try to say that in English too. It says, Taimori நூற்றுக்கு நூறு பெயர் பெறத்தக்கதோர் கட்டாயம் ஆகிவிட்டால் போய்விடும் கல்லாமை இங்கதன் பின் பிற புன்மொழிகள் வந்து சேரட்டுமே. So it means if you enforce the communities to learn mother language as a first language, and then the illiteracy will go away. That's what it means. And then once you get educated with your own mother language, the people are going to learn other languages for sure. So that's how it works. That's what he says. And then, so though these all, we spoke about our proud moments of our own mother languages, but we have to understand one thing. In 2022, 2 languages got extinct in the world. So do you believe? I mean, I was surprised that I know that there are languages get extinct, but in 2022, last year, 2 languages got extinct. And there's a language called Nulu, only 8 speakers left. So I can't imagine when you don't have somebody to speak in your own language, like how do you feel? That was not an easy moment. And globally, 40% of the population does not have access to education in a language they speak or they understand today. This is today, we are talking about today. And this states why multilingualism, right? Multilingualism contributes to the development of inclusive societies that allow multicultural and knowledge. And there are around 7,000 documented languages currently spoken across the world, but half of them could be endangered in this century. We are talking about in this century. So there are around 7,000 languages, I mean, we are talking about half of them can be endangered in this one century we are talking. So it says the importance of why we need to conduct these kind of events, why we need to go and talk to our own generations and our students, right? So take it forward to the next generations. And the UNESCO has classified these language extinctions in different categories. One of them is vulnerable. And I feel like it makes sense to talk about this category. I'll take a few more minutes, but it makes sense to talk about this. They say it's vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, and extinct. And vulnerable, what they mean vulnerable is when children speak the language are the parents only at home. I feel like in Tamil, most of the Tamil communities here, especially in United States, the children speak Tamil language in US, in their home. Right? I was not able to believe this when they made this statement. When children speak the language of the parents only at home, not to their friends, not at school, then it is termed as vulnerable. And then endangered, when children no longer study, although it is their mother tongue. So then it's endangered. And critically endangered, when the younger people, the youngest people of the language is the grandparents. So when only grandparents of our origins or our generations only speak that language, that means it's critically endangered. And extinct, it goes away. There's no trace of language exists in the world. It was unbelievable, and we all can actually visualize these categories and to our own languages, and we can visualize where they stand. And there are around 573 known extinct languages in 1950 to 2010. And this is not a small thing we're talking about. And 230 extinct languages are added in 60 years. 60 years, 230 languages are gone, no trace. And do we know 10 languages are extinct in United States, mostly from Native American tribes? 10 languages in United States. If somebody asks United States what language they speak, people can say like, okay, English, of course, Spanish, and other inclusive societies here like Mandarin, Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Marathi, but they himself had 10 languages which are gone extinct. These are unbelievable. Like I was not able to, when I was preparing these things are like hitting my head. And this has to be serious. The one thing we all have to take an oath from our side is like ensure our generations talk our own mother languages, ensure our children talk to us in our own mother languages, ensure between their friends they talk in their own mother languages. And finally, our great leader, Peraringer Anna, C.N. Annadurai, former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and he said, India being a federal country, Indian society is pluralistic. And therefore, accepting only one language will be doing injustice to speakers of other languages. India is not a single country. It is always considered as a subcontinent because it is inclusive of various ethnic groups and language families. And that's why it's called a subcontinent. And that's why we cannot accept a single language as the official language of India. And this started, we all know that the International Language Day started in Bangladesh in 1952 when Pakistan, now previously they were governing them, and they were imposing Urdu to the people of Bangla, and they opposed it. And any opposition, like, it doesn't work anywhere, be it Tamil Nadu or be it West Bengal or East Bangladesh or Bangladesh now. So that's when they started the movement. They said Bangla is our language, and that's how it started. And it's all like now that become an internet, and the UNESCO agreed that they also authorized this as the International Mother Language Day. And be it Tamil, we are fighting for our own rights from 1930s, right? So we had we have no problem in learning any language. I know 5 to 6 languages. That doesn't mean you can impose any language to me. So we have been fighting imposing Hindi in Tamil communities, especially in Tamil Nadu. Like we have been fighting for centuries now. And now I'm glad to see organizations like CLEAR, Campaign for Language Equality and Rights. I'm glad to see all other famous linguistic speakers here, and I can't wait for the moment to hear from all of you. Especially, I have to say a moment and thank to brother and Anand Hari Sendilnathan. And he has been a triggering moment for the past 25, 30 years. He has been fighting against the clock that I always tell him. He always fights against the time and clock. That's the kind of effort he puts against be it the state autonomous things, or be it language rights, or be it rights for language and other things. So it's great to see him here. And I thank and I welcome everyone, each one of us here, and the speakers of the CLEAR team and other speakers, other linguistic speakers. I'm glad to welcome you all here. And thank you for participating and spending time with us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, and it's a good start, Mr. Bala. Now it's time to introduce our first speaker for this event, Mr. Ali Sendilnathan. I would like to confirm, is he joined the call?
No, he's not. So we keep checking the WhatsApp message also. Go for it.
I noticed that he is there.
No, he's here. He's here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me unmute him.
All right. So Mr. Ali Sendilnathan is a businessman, writer, political critic, and language rights advocate based at Chennai. He is the founder of Ali Publishers, a media and book publishing company. He is the CEO of Landscape Language Solutions Private Limited, a human-powered AI translation platform company. He is a long-time contributor to Tamil Computing as a media evangelist and now vice president of CIDLOB, the language industry body of India. He was one of the founding members of International Forum of Information Technology in Tamil language. As a publisher, he published more than 100 titles under the brand of Ali Publishers. He authored 5 books. Ali partnered with many Chinese publishers and brought many China titles into Tamil through translation grants. In 2020, Ali Publishers launched a YouTube current affairs channel, Perai. He is also co-founded Campaign for Language Equality and Lights, a language rights campaign in India, and worked with many state-level organizations from promoting Indian languages. I welcome Mr. Ali Sindarnathan to present his speech.
So good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Depends upon your time zone. Thank you for the great introduction, Prasad. And I must thank Prochi Kavajar Bharatidasan Tamil Mandram and Chennai Amaipu in the US for arranging this very important meeting now. So my sincere thanks to Duraikannan, Bala and others. And I also welcome and thank my co-travelers in India in the language rights movement, Dr. Jogha Singh, our president of CLEAR, and also co-founders and prominent linguistic rights movement leaders like Dr. Gurva Chatterjee, Dr. Deepak Pawar, and others. I would like to bring a notice to you, maybe 3 or 4 points, that's it. And today I attended the International World Book Fair in New Delhi. It was exactly February 21st in 2014. Few people gathered in the New Delhi World Book Fair on the International Mother Language Day, and where some plan has been devised and we wanted to work with different language rights activists from across India. So the beginning was in 2014, February 21st, in the New Delhi World Book Fair. Just a couple of days back, that is February 21st, we had a meeting in Odisha, in a town called Titlaghar, which is a remote town in Odisha, and where the language rights activists of languages like Gondi, Kosli, Binjal, Angika, and others came together to take their fight forward. And those languages are called non-scheduled languages in India. But even the scheduled languages like Tamil, Marathi, Punjabi, Assami, Bengali, and all doesn't have much rights. But many languages doesn't have even recognition as languages. So, to support the initiative, people like Mr. Deepak Pawar and myself, we visited Titlaghar. So, the current situation in India is very, very simple. We have a union government which has no idea of languages, language equality, language rights, language planning, language policies, nothing. So the union government still living in the days of imperialism, the past imperialisms, or they are still living in the days of empires like empires in the history. The most important thing is, despite taking the case of Tamil Nadu and also other states, not in the states, despite we have continuous struggles, demands, and almost a 1 century fight in Tamil Nadu. The struggles of language movements in Tamil Nadu now spans for a century. Despite all the things, and the government still harping the same thing. On the one hand, the language policy is completely English-centric. On the other hand, particularly in socio-political platform, it's completely Hindi-centric. In the research culture, it's basically a Sanskrit-centric. But essentially, the New Delhi, the city that I am staying now, is taking a decision on behalf of all the language communities in India, and they are imposing this language policy of Hindi and Sanskrit on socio-political and administrative thing on one side, and completely neglecting the development of mother languages on the other side. So, how to resolve this problem? Since 2014, we were working together. Most of the people are there in this forum. The next year in 2015, we gathered in Chennai. That was the 50th year of our heroic 1965 language war in Tamil Nadu. We used to call it as Moripur, the language struggle. The second language struggle, இரண்டாவது மொழிப்போர், and that was the 50th year, 2015. So we had one more meeting, a conference in Chennai, where the campaign for language equalities and rights came into existence, and we also released a document called Chennai Declaration of Language Rights. So we wanted to emphasize a particular point. CLEAR is basically not a single organization. It's a federation of many organizations or individuals who are fighting for the language rights in India. Within 1 year, we were able to rope in some 40 language representatives in India. After the Chennai event, we had events in the next few years. In 2016, 17, and 18, we had similar events in New Delhi, Jalandhar, Bangalore, Kolkata, Dhanbad, Burger, and other places in Kerala and many other places. Everywhere we issue a declaration. In Bangalore, we issue a Bangalore Resolution of Language Rights. In New Delhi, we issued a document called New Delhi Demands for Language Rights. In Burger, we specially issued a document for non-scheduled languages, and so on. So this is a federal organization. I am its federal coordinator now. We don't call it as a national coordinator. I've been called as a federal coordinator of this CLEAR organization. So we wanted to bring together all the language rights people. So what has happened since then? So we started in 2015 September in Chennai with Chennai Declaration. So in the next 8 years, though who could have done so many things, but still what we have achieved so far is basically bringing together of the people and consistently emphasizing the need of one thing. What is that one thing? See, we can have so many demands. We can have so many organizations, so many people, so many individuals, scholars, and language rights people. There are so many people. But in India, if you want to change the strategy of the language rights movement, we need first unity, then a single targeted strategy. So that is changing the Constitution of India. So we discussed and finally come to a conclusion that that conclusion is actually one of the oldest conclusion in the language movement in India since 1938 also. So we wanted to amend the Constitution of India and simply throw away most of the articles or the part 17, which is the current one, which emphasize the single language policy, though they say English is also the official language policy in India. It's basically politically it's a single language policy that is for Hindi. So we wanted to change it. We wanted to bring a big amendment to the Constitution of India, having some basic ideas like language equality and language rights. What are they? Language equality means all the Indian languages are equal. Language rights mean we have the right of using the languages in administration, in education, in business, in all commercial activities, in all public services, in everything. Okay, so the language equality and language rights are the two basic ideas of this organization. So we want to change the Constitution of India through amendment and bring this language equality and rights so that in future, so many changes are possible. For example, making all languages which are already in the Schedule 8 of Indian Constitution as official languages of Union government, or bringing more languages into the schedule because some 40 languages are already in the warpath against the government. They already demanded the language to be included in the 8th schedule. Then you have so many other languages we didn't even started such kind of struggles. So we wanted to change so many things, but the basic premise is language rights and language equality. This is the platform. So everybody, though, for example, we may have some problem with Karnataka in the Kaveri rights issue. Karnataka and Maharashtra have some problem. Bengal and Assam may have some conflicts, and many states have some problems with other states. But in the language forum like CLEAR, we are united by a single agenda, the agenda of making all Indian languages are equal and they have their rights equally. So now come to the second part of my discussion. In another couple of minutes, I will conclude that. The most important thing is this movement, though it is one of the very important democratic struggles in India, I won't be saying that except in the states like Tamil Nadu and a couple of other states. In most of the states, it doesn't attract the kind of attention it should have. It's a very big problem for us. Some people who are working in the social media continuously doing propaganda and other activities are always followed it. But yet, in many states where the languages are actually affected, things needs to be in much better shape. In the last 10 years, I am seeing a very big change in the states like Karnataka, Kerala, Bengal, Maharashtra, Punjab, Odisha, even now in Hyderabad, in Telangana, that the local language movements are coming up, but still it is not a very big force. If the language movement in India to become a very big force, we need support from so many other sections of the society. Take the case of non-resident Indians. In the case of Tamil, it is Ayalaga Tamil. Maybe in the case of the whole of India, let's say simply non-resident Indians, NRIs. So what NRIs can do? In 2018, when I visited Dallas for the FEDNA conference, our friend Bala talked to me, and he even thinking about having a chapter for CLEAR in United States. But for various organizational things, we couldn't immediately start it. But the time has come to develop a new strategy for the NRIs in US and other countries, so that will support and extending the support, and also bringing even more resources to the language movement in India. So NRIs can certainly work for the language movements in India for two reasons. Number one, English today is a language, at the same time, it's basically a skill. So we are not thinking about any monolingual policy hereafter. We are not saying that only Tamil or Punjabi or Bengali is going to rule. So the English is becoming a kind of lingua franca of the world. I don't know what will be the future of it, but still right now it is a linked language of the world, and it is basically a skill. We have no problem in that. What we need to do is, we have to see the language issue in different perspective. The language issue today is not just language issue. It's a problem related to our state, our identity, our political power, our culture, our civilization, our right to education, our right to information, our right to service, our right to get jobs in union government, our right to get our languages in the mobile devices or any other communication devices, our right to have our languages in the films, whether Tamil film or Bangla film or Bhojpuri film could exist or not. So it is a matter of so many other things. Finally, it is related to the right of living in a federation or in an empire. It's related to that. Second, it's also related to social justice. So language issue is an issue related to social justice, federalism, autonomy, cultural rights, and everything. And fundamentally, it is a human rights. So we have to take this issue to the global level, and we have to expose the current language policy of India and how it is both imperial at the same time unsustainable. It's a failure policy. Nobody can succeed with this kind of policy. So our friends abroad, most importantly, those who are working in the policy making related organizations, in the international organizations, in other organizations, please take this issue into a global level. So the European Union understood the language equality and rights much better compared to any other regions of the world. Maybe in Southeast Asia, we can see such kind of diversity. In many countries, we can see the diversity, except India, where still they believe only one language will unite India, though history says something else. So unless we are taking this language issue to the global level as a issue of identity, issue of democracy, issue of diversity, we are talking about multilingual, multicultural, multinational world and all. But in India, we are going behind. We are going into a monolingual, mono-religious and mono-government and anything mono, right? That kind of mono that we are getting into. So we have to take this issue in global level, particularly in organizations like UNESCO. So this is first thing. Second, I hope all those who went to US before 90s or even at the end of 90s, until the end of 90s, might have had their education, school education in the mother tongue. There's much possibility. More than 80% of the people who were employed in US, who migrated to US in 90s, probably most of them would have mother tongue education in the schools. So after that, after the globalization starts, I think there are so many changes. But today we have come to a stage where mother tongue education is completely neglected, and even learning Tamil as a single language, as a one language in Tamil Nadu is a big problem. Today we got a news item. I don't have time to describe all the information and all. So our situation in Tamil Nadu is extremely bad. And even more in the CBSE system today, for most of the people who learn science and mathematics in higher education, that is higher secondary education, they don't even study language papers, whether it is Tamil or Hindi or English. Even the very concept of language skills are completely destroyed. So we are heading for a collapse in education in India, where all our people, all our youngsters are going to be completely, I can say the language skills, communication skills, cultural knowledge, and everything is going away. And these people are becoming refugees of languages. So they won't be very proficient in English or mother tongue. It will be very big disaster. And you people are seen as a successful people, right? Those who are going to US for jobs and who settle there and who doing business in US and all are seen as the successful people in our society. So you should intervene. You should tell Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu or Bangla, anywhere else. You have to interact with the people in your own state and tell them the importance of languages and importance of identity, because you are facing that identity the moment you enter into the airport in US, right? So you have to talk about so many things, and you should emphasize the need of mother tongue education. Whatever be your mother tongue, you can discuss about it. So the American Tamils or American Indians can certainly interact with the local governments and tell them why all the successful countries in the world are using the mother tongue education as the primary strategy for development and what's wrong with our system. And the third, the most important thing, there may be so many associations, Tamil Association, Telugu Association, Bangla Association, and Marathi, so many Sikh associations are there. There are so many associations in US, Canada, and other countries. So at least for the cause of this federal idea and the language rights, we want all our language community associations to come together and form a group that would both support the language movement in India and influence the language policy of India from outside. This is a strategy, it will work, because we know when the people who are seen as a successful people say something, do something, at least people started to listen. So I'm not joking. This is reality. This is a reality. So US and the Canadian Indians can also do this. I will be taking much time. I'm concluding now. Probably, if there is any other session, I can discuss more. But the final point is, all the Indians in US, whatever be your language community, please come together and form the organization of your own and give support to the language rights organizations and other events and all in India, and also try to influence the policymakers, particularly in New Delhi, by using tons of data available over the net and also available in so many other places, saying that why mother tongue education is important and why multilingual future is the only future, why the monolingualism is not going to be there. Anyway, in the next step of languages in the world, we are heading for a AI. The impact of AI on the languages is going to be very huge. So this kind of niche language business may not even be there. But anyway, this is the time to think different, and we will work together to make it a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ali Senthilnathan, for speaking about the importance of language movements, the current issues, and also proposing the solutions to address it. Next in the panel discussions, I welcome Dr. Johar Singh Virk from Punjab. He is a retired professor and former head of Department of Linguistics and Punjabi Lexicography in Punjabi University, Patiala. He delivered a large number of public lectures among social gatherings on language policy issues in support of mother tongue-based education. He guided almost 70 PhD MPhil students on their research. He has a very vast experience of 34 years in teaching and on role of linguistics departments of 5 different universities as a student teacher. He is the founder and present president of Campaign for Language Equality and Rights Trust, an umbrella organization of comprising mother tongue activists and organizations from about 40 Indian languages. He is also an executive member of Linguistic Society of India, Pune. He served as a part of Kannada Promotion Board, that is a government of Karnataka, India's delegation to Honorable President of India on International Mother's Language Day on 21st February 2015. And he briefed the Honorable President about language issues currently facing in India. Once again, I welcome Dr. Johar Singh to present his speech on this wonderful event.
Thank you very much, sir. Sat Sri Akal and good evening and good morning to everybody. And belated International Mother Language Day greetings. Alji Senthilnathan has described the Indian situation pretty handsomely, and it has made my task easier. One honorable speaker talked about the language of head and heart. Our basic problem in India is to discover a language or invent a language or find a language which could go to the heads of policymakers. Nothing enters their heads, as I see. You'll come to, maybe you may agree with me when I finish my talk. Nothing goes into their heads. Secondly, the Indian situation, one point which I want to raise is that in India, at least the policymakers and most of the elite and the rest of the people follow elite only. Hello? They have accepted one language for India. Even the ones who oppose one language for India, they have accepted one language for India. That's English. Everybody has accepted, even who the political parties and the groups which oppose Hindi, they accept English as that will be one language for India, and that's what's happening in India. When somebody asks me to describe India, I usually say that India is a country where at least 10 centuries are walking together on Delhi to Lucknow expressway. 10 centuries together are walking on the modern expressway. Why I so say, I'll give you some facts. The first Indian census said there are 1,652 languages spoken in India. And slowly what happened, the latest census says there are only 124 languages in India. So where have the other 1,500 and some 25 gone? Nobody knows. They don't tell where have they gone. They are still here. They are in India, have not gone anywhere. There's no estimate which considers less than 450 languages in India. And a common opinion is that there are more than 750 languages in India. But the ones which are not recognized, you can, as language as such, you can imagine their plight, particularly the so-called Hindi belt. There are dozens and dozens of individual languages, starting from Rajasthan to Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh, which are independent languages, which have as long history as Hindi, maybe sometimes longer history than Hindi, which are not recognized as independent languages, and they are just considered dialects of Hindi. And that's the situation. So if we could say that India is a killing field for all Indian mother tongues, particularly the non-scheduled ones, and consequently, because language permits each human the country is a killing field for language, it is a killing field for all human domains. It could be educational, social, cultural, scientific, technological, economic growth. We could say India is at war with all Indian mother tongue. India is at war with India, I would say, if we look at the language question. This is the situation. I can't give the figures, what is happening and to language in how English and to a certain extent Hindi is dominating and has harmonized. And one such strange point, which may look very strange, that this government and in earlier governments as well since 1947, they talk a lot about Hindi. There is a Rajbhasha department in the union government has spent. There's a lot of money which is allocated to that. But all languages have been in a way as big enemy of Hindi as they are of other languages, because the most important thing for a language is what happens to it in its mother tongue domain. And what's the mother tongue domain of Hindi? It is mainly Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and these areas surrounding Delhi. And there, Hindi is killed the similar way. Tamil is being killed in Tamil Nadu, Punjabi is being killed in Punjab, and Marathi is being killed in Maharashtra, Bangla, and everybody by English, because it is the English language which is replacing Indian mother tongue from the most sensitive domain, which is school education. So this is somewhat situation in India, and this is despite the age of information. This is called the age of information. The century is being called the century of information knowledge. And I would like to say a few things about the attached opinion on language issues, and then information the Indian elite and the Indian policymakers have in their heads. Either they don't have information or they don't use information. The result is same. And what is that information which I want that if it could go to their heads? That is, education cannot be successfully imparted without mother tongue medium, particularly in school. Education in mother tongue is essential for equal, equitable, and quality education. Mother tongue based education is essential for educational, cognitive, psychological, social, and cultural artistic growth of a child, and the harmonious society living and usefulness, rather worthiness. And in a community, in a particular linguistic community domain, no other language can carry out the task better than the mother tongue. I would rather say only mother tongue can carry out all linguistic tasks of a community. But and what I have stated these few points, there is tons and tons of data and figures and facts which are available very under your finger now through Google, that which are the countries which are successful educationally, economically, scientifically, all these things. And we find, I understand that the USA is not among the first 10 in school education. UK also is not among the first 10 in education. And UK's English is mother tongue is the English. English is the mother tongue of most of the UK population, and 80% of United States population speak English as mother tongue. And still, they are not among the first 10 in school education. And then you can see what India will achieve through this increasing education. The problem is language is not merely a means of communication. It is a very strong instrument, a political instrument of power, or dominance of one section over other. Language can be a very big instrument to hijack all domains of power and profit. For example, the elite jobs and education, higher education. So since 47, is the Indian ruling elite and the Indian elite have been using English for dominance. Their dominance and they don't want to share power with language. That's why they use English language as their hegemony to sustain their hegemony, to keep their hegemony. But now a more dangerous element has entered into that. The language has become a business. Earlier we used to have poultry farm, fishery farm, piggery farm, and agriculture, everything. Now we have language farms. And these language farms are what they call private educational institutions. Be it school, college, and university, everything. They are language farms. They are called educational institutions, but they are business through language, through English language. And this privatization of education cannot be sustained without English being the medium of education. Because if English is not the medium of education, then people will go to cheaper government schools, and they will not go to this private school. And to sustain this English medium education, you need dominance of English everywhere, in each and every field. And we have reached a situation now most of the Indians feel shy to write their names in front of their houses in their own language, because they don't get anything through their language. All domains are handed over to English and now somewhat to Hindi, and they don't get anything in language. That's a policy issue. It's not that our languages are poor or weaker, or they don't have the linguistic capacity to continue this, to do this task. Actually, all tasks can be successfully best done in the mother tongue, be it teaching of science or knowledge or anything. Only mother tongue can carry out all the tasks successfully. But despite that, this is their hegemony of English. It cannot be described in words how much it is. And that's why I said that we, at the very beginning, we need to find a language which go to the heads of the Indian policymakers. And if you see the indicators all over the world, which language should be used, only the countries which are best in education, they are teaching in mother tongue. The countries which are best in economy, they are teaching in mother tongue. The countries which are the best in science and technology, they are teaching the mother tongue. And it's very essential. Social peace and harmony, which is essential for any kind of growth, is not possible without what, as Sendilrajan said, that without equality and equity of languages. It's not possible without that. And if there is no social harmony or equality, there will be very, very serious conflicts, and there can't be any kind of development we cannot imagine. So lastly, I would like to say that linguistically, our caste system has dissolved somewhat with this new economic industrialized world, but our linguistic Varna Vyavastha is being recreated. And there is a one Swarna Varna and elite who get everything through English, and they want the hegemony of English everywhere. So what we can do, what the diaspora or the other people like us can do, what we have been doing also in a way, that is, we have only hope with the people, because now I said that this privatization of education, it's for profit, and this lobby is so strong now. This private education lobby, they can change governments even. That is why there are very many noises, not only from Tamil Nadu, from elsewhere also, against Hindi, but never they speak very strongly against English. because that is related to the profit of the corporate and all this mafia. I call it mafia, the education mafia. They'll never speak against that. Therefore, the only hope are the Indian people, to go to them, to take the truth to them, scientific policy, these facts and figures, to take to them, and only then and make them realize what losses, what colossal losses they are facing, in particularly the poorer section and the deprived section. We should go to them, make them aware, educate them, organize them, be with them, and change this policy, which is not possible without bringing all mother tongue say well-wishers and warriors on one platform. And I'm little glad that Clear is doing somewhat in that direction. And I'm hopeful also. I'm hopeful because this English medium schooling started in the 90s. And earlier, schooling was not an English medium. Therefore, this did not create that bigger a crisis as it has created now. This started in 90s, and now the results are out. What are the results of this English medium after the English medium schooling started? The results are that English medium, you can English the students taught through English medium, they are very bad at, not only at English, they are very bad in their subject. They don't know their subject. They just mug it up and score very well, because CBSE gives very good number, good scores to kill all educational boards all over India. That's how they have killed all the boards. They will give big scores so that people could run to our CBSE schools, which are in English medium. So now the results are out, and there is a trend also. And also for the past at least around some 7-8 years, there's a lot of campaign being carried out by Clear and other mother tongue activists, and which is, I think, it has started making some difference. I can give you example. The government of Punjab has passed, is going to pass a law that all signboards, be it private concern or be it a public, government concern, institution or whatever, the Punjabi should be at the top and in bigger font. And I hope that this trend will further. And also there is some tendency in Punjab. During the previous 2 years, some 250,000 students have gone back to government schools and they have left the private schools, because people have come to realize that you lose your money, children lose education, and then you lose your culture, as Setila quite aptly described, culture, your history. And that's what makes a man. A man becomes a man with this history inside him, with his culture inside him, with his sensibility for his people inside him, with this everything. Those things can come to you only through your mother tongue, your history, your tradition, your all literature, your all folk history and folk wisdom, and all your wisdom, which any particular community has gathered through thousands of years. It's only possible through mother tongue. And as I said, now the results are out. We are hopeful. Only thing is to give it a big push. What diaspora can do is, you have resources. You can create awareness, and awareness is created in many ways. The best way still is the old traditional way, to distribute some leaflets, some printed material to take out to people. And these are the facts. And we should need to change our policy if we are to have some respectful place on this earth among the committee of nations, what they call a committee of countries. So that's what we should do. And we should all create pressure on the government. Whenever they come, they often come to US for educational tours to see how education is imparted in USA. And they don't see anything how education is imparted in US. They never come to know, or they never tell others that there are schools in the hundreds of schools in the United States which do not teach in English medium. So you need to, whenever they come to you, you throw all these facts to them. And one big thing you can do is prepare some small leaflet like pamphlet like thing which tell how education is imparted in the USA or in all developed countries, be it Korea and Japan. That if that kind of material we have to distribute at a war footing among the people, Only then we can make people that how wrong this policy is, which is being carried out in India. And also, to popularize our language, we need to create particularly digital kind of material like cartoon film and other kind of digital material, particularly the cartoons. And now cartoons are making children what they will become. They listen to cartoons, don't listen to grandparents because they don't have time to listen to grandparents, and most of the grandparents are not with them. So listen to only to cartoons. That is a particular segment we should pay very much attention to, and we have sources, gather those sources, and create all these materials which could give an alternative to what is dominating the mother tongue. I think I've taken enough time, and you can't state all the things only in a few minutes.
Time is more,
The talk carries on.
Thank you.
So we'll carry on. If there is some question, I'll say something then. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. So private education mafia can change governments, figure out a language that goes to head of authorities of India. India is in war with India. Take the moment to the people. These are all well said points. Thank you for the great speech, Dr. Jawahar Singh. And next, I welcome Dr. Deepak Pawar, Assistant Professor of Department of Civics and Politics.
No, sorry, I said this private education mafia can change government. Not I said, I didn't say can't change. Can change. Yeah, they're so strong. Okay.
Thank you for that correction. Yep. That's what even I told, I believe. That's fine. Thanks for the correction anyhow.
Sorry, I got it wrongly. Sorry.
Fine, yeah. So University of Mumbai, who teaches on language policy and politics. He is also the president of Marathi Abhayas Kendra, Marathi Study Center, an organization working for the promotion of Marathi language and culture. He is the founder member of CLEAR, that is a campaign for language equality and rights. This is a pan-Indian network working for the empowerment of Indian languages. He is an office bearer for Shikshan Hakas Samanvay Samiti, a state-level organization working for the empowerment of and networking of Marathi medium schools. He won several awards such as Balkrishna Ganesh Davle Award, and he is the author of many books including Post-Globalization Politics of Language in Maharashtra. With that said, I welcome Dr. Deepak Pawar to give his wonderful speech in this wonderful event.
Thank you. Only one minor correction I would like to make at the outset, and that correction is I am presently professor and head of the Department of Civics and Politics, University of Mumbai. That apart, I would like to make my presentation on language politics and federalism, because that is my area of specialization. I work on language policy, language politics. Let me make it very clear at the outset that India has been facing language politics or various dimensions of language politics from the beginning of independence. And when the constitution making process was on, there was a demand by various segments in the Indian society that reorganization of states should be done on the basis of language. However, because of the bloodshed and violence of partition, the constitution makers wanted to play it safe, and therefore they decided not to go for reorganization of states immediately. If you look into the reports of JVP committee and Dhar committee, these two committees were basically arguing that reorganization of states need not be done immediately, because that might create further process of division in the society and ultimately lead to balkanization of the society, balkanization of the Indian society. However, in 1953, the government of India decided to go for States Reorganization Commission under Fazal Ali Commission. And from 1953 up to 2002 and then to 2013, we have created around 30 states across the country. And most of the states are on the basis of language, which means that language, which was considered as a divisive force, has not remained a divisive force, but it has become a kind of force which has continued India, or which has ensured that India did not get balkanized, as it happened in the case of Pakistan, or it was almost happening in the case of Sri Lanka. Now, the most important point that we need to keep in mind is that India is basically a kind of uh, union of states, as the constitution clearly mentions, and the nature of the state is quasi-federal. Now, what do we mean by quasi-federal? Quasi-federal is it looks like federalism, but it is not federal. The center has more powers. If you look at central list and the concurrent list, where the center has the right to make legislation, the number of items in the central list and the concurrent list is much more than the number of items in the state list. And the state list has been further eroding over a period of time. Now, how is it related to language politics? Because one of the ways in which language identity of people has been controlled or curtailed by the union government over a period of time is by keeping the state's identity or state's political powers in check. For example, in Punjab, Akali Dal not only represented the Sikh religion, Akali Dal also represented the Punjabi language. In Assam, the Assam Gana Parishad represented Assamese language. And when the Assamese language genuine voice was not taken into consideration, it finally led to a kind of rebellious, insurgent, and secessionist voice of Ulfa. In the case of Kashmir as well, you will find that Kashmir's secessionist movement has partially something to do with the way in which Kashmiri language has been neglected. The point I'm trying to make clear is that in India, if you keep languages happy, if you keep languages developed, if you keep languages organized and have a kind of process whereby planning language is done in a meticulous manner, you can keep the states in a proper manner. For example, in last few years, especially since 2014, we are seeing a model in India which is called Hindustan model, whereby the dominance of the Hindi language, which some scholars of political science have specifically said it is internal colonialism of Hindi language. Having said that, I am not saying that external colonialism or imperialism of English language should be tolerated or accepted. But as English language's global imperialism or cultural imperialism or cultural globalization is a matter of problem. Similarly, the dominance of Hindi, not only in the cow belt, but also in states like Maharashtra, where the language like Marathi shares a script with Hindi, is a serious problem, and that needs to be considered. We have, as Professor Joga Singh said, we have a hierarchy of languages, we have a Varna Vyavastha of languages, and where English at this moment is on the top, followed by English, followed by official languages of the state, followed by semi-official languages of the state, and in the last leg of that particular hierarchy is what we have, the tribal languages and languages of people living in the remotest part of the country, where they do not have their own scripts. There are very few efforts made by institutions or universities like Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences, where they are making attempt to incorporate, assimilate, and not just assimilate or basically follow a middle path of integrating people from the tribal belt of different parts of the country. What is very important at this particular point of time is to understand that India, if it has to continue as a polity, the dominance of Hindu and Hindustan ideology has to be controlled, and therefore we have to move from quasi-federalism to federalism, and probably to a more apt model of confederalism, whereby we gradually move from the union of states to commonwealth of independent states. Now we are gradually seeing the dominance of the center increasing by GST, by having a National Integration Council, by having one nation, one election policy, and in the process, gradually institutions are destroyed, opposition is destroyed, and in this entire scenario, we need to keep one thing in mind, that the most important factor that can keep India together, that can stop the balkanization process in this particular country, is to keep languages developed. But we do not have, since independence, mechanisms to develop languages. For example, if you take the development of Hindi language, the Hindi language development has been assigned to the Department of Home Affairs, the Ministry of Home Affairs. The original job of the Ministry of Home Affairs is internal security. Now, why is Ministry of Home Affairs, which is supposed to manage internal security, looking after Hindi? Because no one has bothered to see why this particular language has to be given a monopolizing space. My simple argument here is, why do we have a Department of Official Language in India even after 75 years of India's independence, when we publicly claim that Amrutkal has arrived? If Amrutkal has really arrived, that Amrutkal should arrive for Indian languages, and immediately the Department of Official Languages should be renamed as Department of Indian Languages, where all the scheduled languages and non-scheduled languages should be taken into the fold of that ministry. A separate ministry should be formed, and budget has to be given to that particular ministry for the development of all the regional and sub-regional languages. We need to keep one thing in mind, that we are fighting a battle which most of the Indians are going to lose, because whether you take Tamil Nadu, whether you take Maharashtra, whether you take Odisha, whether you take any other state in the country, there is a growing desire, insatiable desire of people to send their children to English medium school. People do not understand that if they keep sending their children to English medium school, there would come a time when nobody would understand the mother tongue, and the process of language shift and eventual endangerment and death of languages is about to happen. Now, as a linguist, some people may not agree with the word endangerment of languages or language death, but we need to understand that without patronage, without actual help from the state, languages in India are not going to survive, and that is one of the fundamental responsibilities of the state. Lastly, I would like to state what the diaspora, the Marathi diaspora, or the Tamil diaspora, or the Punjabi diaspora can do. What I see as far as the Marathi diaspora is concerned, because in the Silicon Valley, in Dubai, in Europe, a lot of Maharashtrians stay, and they have their own Maharashtra mandals. On all those Maharashtra mandals are also in a way functioning on the basis of caste most of the times, and many times they are busy celebrating Ganeshotsav and these kinds of activities, or they are celebrating activities like poetry recitation or drama. I'm not saying that this is not to be done. What is important is, if they have real love and affection for their language, they should try to create advanced technological knowledge in their mother tongue. That is the expectation that we have from the diaspora. Diaspora has the resources, diaspora has the advanced knowledge, and diaspora has the connect. Rather than using it for flimsy issues like Hindutva and the so-called Vishwa Guru identity of the country, we should spend all our resources, all our energy on developing our languages. I think if we do that, we might be able to succeed in this particular battle at some later stage. I'm very happy to conclude that with the help of Senthil and all his friends in the US, this program could be undertaken, and as a representative of Marathi language spoken by more than 12 crore people in Maharashtra and around 3 to 4 crore people outside India, it would be my pleasure to work hand in hand, not only on the Clear platform, which we are already doing, but also with the diaspora on various platforms across the globe. Thanks a lot for your invitation. Thank you again.
Thank you for speaking about the quasi-federal, a system of government where the center has more power than the states, internal colonial of Hindi and its dominance, fundamental responsibility of a state in terms of a language, diaspora accountability in terms of advancement of their mother tongue. So thank you for the excellent speech, Dr. Deepak Pawar. Next, I welcome Dr. Garga Chatterjee. Dr. Garga Chatterjee graduated in medicine, and he was a scholar in medicine from University of Calcutta. He received his degree of PhD from Harvard University in cognition, brain, and behavior track at the Vision Science Lab. He was a scholar at MIT and was a very good speaker at the technology where he pursued his higher studies. He gave many speeches at MIT as well as other prestigious universities. He held a session chair in 2017 in Networks and Games Conference, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. And earlier in 2016, he was a review editor for Frontiers in Psychology. He is the recipient of many awards, including Indian National Science Academy, Inspire Faculty Fellowship, and much more in the international era. He published numerous books in his research in the subject, and I cordially welcome Dr. Gaga Chatterjee to give his wonderful speech.
Namaskar. Am I on?
You are.
Okay. Yeah. So the title of my speech is What I Stand For, is what I stand on. And this is actually inspired by a poem by American poet and linguist, and I wouldn't say linguist, he's actually a philosopher and a farmer. Okay. Let me read the poem at first, and then I will get into a couple of points that I want to make. This poem is called Below by Wendell Berry. Above trees and rooftops is the range of symbols: banner, cross, and star. Air war, the mode of those who live by symbols. The pure abstraction of travel by air. Here a spire holds up an angel with trump and twigs. He is in his element. Another lifts a hand with forefinger pointing up to admonish that all's not here. All's not. But I aspire downwards. Flyers embrace the air, and I am a man who needs something to hug. All my dawns cross the horizon and rise from underfoot. What I stand for is what I stand on. And I think this sentence or poem encapsulates what we could call ourselves mother language enthusiasts, we could call ourselves mother language activists, or as I would like to call all of us, we are nationalists. I am a Bengali nationalist. There are Tamil nationalists here, and so on and so forth. Right. And we should pity ourselves on this day. Here we are, speakers of among very easily among the top 30 languages of the world. Okay. Punjabi, Marathi, Bangla, Tamil. Okay. And here we are discussing save our language. We are representatives. Delhi runs on our subsidy. And let us pity ourselves, because right now we are thinking, how should we make understand that our languages are important for us? Okay. Now let me make something very clear. There is nothing to make Delhi understand. Delhi understands it very well. Delhi had understood this from 15th August 1947. Okay. And Delhi also understands that Tamils, Bengalis, Marathis, Punjabis, we are all starting to understand that Delhi understands that Delhi is not a fool, that non-Hindi people in the Indian Union are second class by design, not accidentally, not because our fertility rates are half than the Hindi belt, not because we feed the Hindi belt through our subsidy. It is because Hindi imperialism and colonialism, like all imperialisms and colonialism, wants two things: resource and land, which is why you see the Gujarati Marwari capital nexus of big money to control the resources, be they internal markets, be the external trade, import, be the traders, and settler colonialism, something which America is not alien to. People simply outbred and removed Native Americans. And that's what we see in various non-Hindi states in Bengal. Demography is changing. Various people from various states go to various states. That is not something exceptional. Bengalis go to Tamil Nadu. Punjabis go to Tamil Nadu. Tamils come to Bengal. Punjabis come to Bengal. Okay. Tamils go to Punjab. Bengalis go to Punjab. So that nothing new about it. Tamils, the Punjabis go to Maharashtra. Marathis go to Tamil Nadu. Nothing new about it. This has always happened. But none of these immigrant groups into some other state have the audacity to say that I am entering Tamil Nadu, Tamil should learn my language. No people, no Tamil or Punjabi or Bengali entering Maharashtra or Mumbai has the audacity to say Marathis should learn Tamil and Punjabi and Bangla. We know this, but there is the big elephant in the room. We know that there is a certain group empowered by Delhi. Wherever they enter, they do not want to learn our language. They want you to learn his language when he enters your home, which means in your home, the space for language is, your language is decreasing, my language is decreasing because he has Delhi power behind him. He is spreading in numbers in double the fertility rates than you. In any state, in any non-Hindi state, can you hear a lot of Bangla, let's say, in Tamil Nadu? A lot of Punjabi? No. In Punjab, do you hear a lot of Bangla and Tamil? No. In Maharashtra, do you hear a lot of Punjabi and Tamil? No. In Tamil Nadu, do you hear a lot of Marathi and Punjabi? No. But everywhere, you hear increasingly more Hindi, Urdu, same language. When their Bollywood star Akshay Kumar says something, it is called Hindi. When the same sentence is spoken by their Shah Rukh Khan, it is called Urdu. Same thing. You know, various brands of gutka, but content is the same. Okay. So we are in a crisis. We are in a union government from 47 to 2023 now has imposed Hindi. Hindi imperialists increasingly have control over not only union policy they always had, but increasingly have control over our state policies because of changing demography. Okay. Very recently, think about it. Very recently, there was an incident in a train in Tamil Nadu. Tamils were forced to prove their humanity by saying, no, what has happened is very bad. Tamils were almost forced to prove their humanity. Okay. All over India, in Bengalis get thrashed for going for jobs, etc. They're going for a railway job in Bihar or whatever and gets thrashed and they come back. I have never heard a single word from a Hindi belt politician, let alone common people, that no, this should not happen. So we have to change our game. First of all, we have to learn what exactly the Hindi belt is doing inside their states, which means clearly bilingual policy. No this trilingual, quadrilingual, pentalingual. This all sounds nice, but there can be no lingual anything if they are trying to destroy our mother tongue. To hell with multilingualism if my mother tongue is at stake. We need our mother tongue for ourselves and English to connect with anyone who is not in our mother tongue. As the Gujarat High Court said, for Gujaratis, Hindi is a foreign language. In fact, what he was trying to say is that except your mother tongue, every language is a foreign language. It's a given, it's a very given. Just like your mother's bosom is your homeland and your homeland is your mother's bosom. Similarly, your mother tongue is like your homeland and our mental homeland is our mother tongue. This occasion is happening on International Mother Language Day, when Bengalis of East Bengal laid down their lives against Urdu imperialism. It is very sad that the world does not know about Rajendran, the first martyr of the anti-Hindi movement in Tamil Nadu. That the world doesn't know of the 11 Bengali language martyrs of 19th May 1961. That the world doesn't know about one of the longest language movements of the world from 1912 to 1956 in erstwhile undivided Bihar, where Bengalis conducted a movement for a very long time, and finally in the state reorganization in 1956, 1st November, they broke away, and thus we have the Bengal's district of Purulia. So that this game will not be won by logic only. This game, if non-Hindi have to survive, and hence non-Hindi languages have to survive, and not as a corollary, as a result, if non-Hindi languages have to survive, we have to up our game. What does that mean? Number one, we have to unite. Okay? Tamil should visit Bengalis and not only eat each other's food, but also set up trade chamber of commerce, Tamil Bengali chamber of commerce, Marathi Tamil chamber of commerce. Cut them out. Cut them out of our loop. We can talk to ourselves directly. Am I not talking to you people directly? Am I not intelligible and understandable to you guys? Distance from Kolkata to Chennai is smaller than distance from Kolkata to Chennai via Delhi. Okay, this is a geographical fact. And this is not only a geographical fact, this is a historical fact. Number two, in our respective states, there are various political parties. We have to blackmail these political parties. For long, various, say, Punjabis in Punjab, Marathis in Maharashtra, Bengalis in Bengal are votes. We have to convert them into vote banks. The only appeasement that can happen in Tamil Nadu is Tamil appeasement. The only appeasement that can happen in Maharashtra is Marathi appeasement. The only appeasement that can happen in Bengal is Bengali appeasement. The only appeasement that can happen in Punjab is Punjabi appeasement, because that's why this state was created. This is not Madras province. This is Tamil Nadu. R.N. Ravi can go back to Madras province. Tamil Nadu will march on to the future. One day R.N. Ravi will not be there by natural course of lifetime of a human being. But Tamil Nadu will always be there. Tamil will always be there, and Nadu will always be there also. Okay? Remember this. But it will not happen automatically just because I'm prophesizing. Watch your demography very closely. Are all tenders of the state government of Tamil Nadu going to Tamils? Why did this train incident happen? That Tamil guy, that Tamil patriot, is actually, in a crude way, maybe to some of your liberal sensitivities, is expressing an anger that he cannot get a job in his own land when he sees another person from another place get a job in his land. Is this anger not justified? Are not political parties supposed to intervene before a person tries to intervene in that train compartment by policy? Should not all states follow Haryana and Jharkhand? Remember, these are both Hindi states. To make son of the soil domicile reservation for private jobs? You may think, how is this related to language? If this is not related to language, nothing is related to language. If our boys and girls do not stay and get jobs in our state, where will our language be? In poetry only? In singing only? In YouTube only? In Facebook only? Our language has to be in boardrooms. Our language has to be the language in which the IAS talks to his or her junior. Okay? IAS from any state. Third, delimitation is coming, 2026. It is an opportunity.
Sorry to interrupt, the time is up and I want to.
Yes. I will just take two, I will make two brief points.
Sure.
Delimitation is coming. This Maharashtra, Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, etc. Even if some party wins all seats, they will not have any voice in the center. So we must prepare for that time in advance. We do not have too much time left. And last point, the role of non-residents. FETNA had invited me to their annual conference to give a speech. Okay. I hope the Bengali conference, when it attains Bengali nationalist consciousness, does something else than only cultural programs and invite Tamils, Punjabis to talk on these issues. What is there to celebrate, man? Our nations are cornered. We will only do harmonium and play tabla. I will end. I will take 1.5 minutes only by another poetry. It's a poem by Michael Madhusudan Datta, who wrote this poem called Meghnad Bodh Kabbo, talking about the invasion of Lanka by Ram. Okay? And in this poem, he rails against Bibhishan, who was a betrayer to his motherland. Okay? I will very briefly, I wanted to read a larger portion, but I will read a much more smaller portion. Okay. I will the last. Rushila Bashobotrash. Gombhire Jemoti Nishi Tombore Mondre Jimutendro Kopi Kohila Birendro Boli Dharmopod Gami He Rakkhosh Rajanuj Bikhato Jogote Tumi Kon Dharmo Mote Koho Dashe Shuni Gatitto Jati Bratritto Jati E Sokole Dila Jolanjoli Shastre Bole Gunoban Jodi Porojon Gunohin Sojon Tothapi Nirgun Sojon Sreo Poro Poro Soda এ শিক্ষা হে রক্ষবর কোথায় শিখিলে কিন্তু বৃথা গঞ্জি তোমা হেন সহবাসে হে পৃথিব্য বর্বরতা কেন না শিখিবে গতি যার নিচ সহ নিচ সে দুর্মতি I will translate. This is Meghna talking to Bibhishon, his uncle, okay, after he has failed, after he has been mortally wounded. Okay, so what he says, the bane of Vasava, Vashav means son of Vashav, Ravan. The bane of Vashav grew livid, gravely, as when the Indra among clouds rumble angrily in the sky at midnight. The Indra among warriors spoke. You who follow the Dharma's path, younger brother of the king of Rakshasas, are renowned throughout the world. According to what dharma? Pray do tell me, this humble servant, please let me hear. Did you abandon all of this? Your kin, your nation, your brothers. It says in the learned books that even if outsiders are with virtue and your people virtueless, still then your own, devoid of virtue, are to be preferred. Outsiders are forever only outsiders. Where, O best of Rakshasas, did you learn this lesson? But I in vain do reprimand you. In such company of Rama, O brother of my father, why would you not learn but barbarity? He who travels with the lowest of low becomes a lowly creature. So we must remember, our people first, our language first, everything comes later. Valga Tamil, Joy Bangla.
Thank you so much. So started with the poem and then Hindi colonialism, history of language movements, current crisis of increasingly control over state policies and solutions, right? And then you nicely ended with the poem. Thank you for that excellent speech, Dr. Prakash Chatterjee. Next, I welcome Dr. Indra Kumar. He is a political editor and anchor in the parallel media. He is also a freelance translator for Landscape Language Solutions, which mainly serves as translation, transcription, and interpretation from English to Tamil and vice versa. He produced many political interviews. He is passionate in writing scripts and articles about current politics, history, and law in the websites and newspaper. I once again welcome Dr. Indra Kumar to present his speech.
Thank you for making me a doctor, and I am not a doctor. I'm just a mister.
All right.
But thanks for that. Surely one day I may also become a doctor or have a doctorate in that.
I wish you.
Thank you for that. I'm not a great linguist or a bigger activist than anyone who presented their speeches before me. I'm just a journalist who is in the making. But I'm a proud Tamilian who resides in Tamil Nadu within the boundaries of India. The Indian nation, I straight away want to go into the speech. In 1993, the Russian coat of arms was changed. Before that, from 1918 to 1993, the Russian coat of arms was decorated with the hammer and the axle and the paddy fields and some slogans which are democratic, republic, and uniting the Soviet nations. But in 1993, once again, the imperial logo, that is the imperial coat of arms, was incorporated as the coat of arms of the new Russian Democratic Republic. That you can see, two eagles will be holding a globe and holding a torch, which is straight away is an imperial signal that we are back to the Tsar reign. Recently, Putin have also explained that be proud in the Tsar reign. He said that. He said something like that. Recently, in India also, the national emblem, that is the Sarnath symbol, which was designed by the great emperor Ashoka. The Sarnath symbol was changed. The emblem was erected above the new parliament building, which is under construction now. But everyone was shocked that why the statue of Sarnath symbol was revealed even before revealing the new parliament building. But revealing that Sarnath emblem, it was not looking same as the Sarnath emblem as we have seen before. The previous Sarnath emblem we have seen, we can see elegant lions standing in 4 directions, which stands tall and which looks elegant. And as it was designed in an era of kingdom, an elegant king, we can see an elegant king through that lion. But the lion was roaring now. The lion is opening the mouth with its bigger teeth. Everyone pointed out that, and everyone was shouting at the parliament. But the sculptors and the officials made a very good reply for that. They said it is 99% similar to the Sarnath emblem. You are going to view it from a very, very great distance. As we are viewing the Delhi from Chennai, or from Calcutta, or from Punjab, or even from the Delhi, which is outside the national capital territory. We are seeing it from a very, very, very great distance. So all of that have been kept in mind, and as much as such, there is no deviation in the piece that you see at eye level. The outline will match the emblem. Only the outline will match the emblem, but the content is changed. The imperial India is born. That is the one thing that is conveyed through that emblem. What is the imperial India is about to give us? The imperial India focuses on Hindi. That is the outer coat they are wearing. The Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan. Dr. Deepak Pawar had mentioned that Hindi, Hindu, and Hindustan, this is the lineup they are having. Yes, it is exactly. The Hindi is depriving the so-called Hindi heartland or the cow belt or anyone who speaks Hindi of jobs from their own states. The Hindi is depriving themselves from the jobs from their own states. They are not even getting the jobs from their own states. What prevents them to ask for that right? In Tamil Nadu, we are struggling. We are raising the voice. We are protesting for our rights, and we are protesting for our employment within the state. And we are also now protesting for our reservation, the Tamil reservation within the state. But the Hindi heartland, we cannot see such a struggle in a massive manner. Only few communist comrades have been struggling for that, but if they are also now gone, we can see them nowhere. They are not at all protesting for their rights within their own state. It is connected to the Hindi imperialism and the Hindi imposition upon them. And it is also related to the fact that the unequal distribution or the improper distribution of the taxes, as Garga Chatterjee Sir has mentioned before. The Tamil Nadu is producing more revenue, but getting very poor outcomes from the union government. We are getting very low tax revenue share from the union government, because more tax revenue is shared for Bihar and for Uttar Pradesh and for other Hindi-speaking states which adopted Hindi as their language of state and the official language of the state. These states are receiving more, and we are getting punished. When I am talking to Kaushik Maiti in Odisha, he was also sharing the same thought. We are punished for what we are giving to this nation, and the Hindi-speaking states. From there, the migrant laborers are coming to Tamil Nadu, to Kerala, to Maharashtra, to every earning state. The Hindi-speaking people are migrating. The Hindi-speaking people are deprived of jobs. They are cheated. They are being said that the nation is yours. Go and collect the wealth from everywhere. But we are not of the same kind. We are protesting for our rights within the state. When we started the linguistic movement in 1930s or in 1920s or in 1950s or in 1936, at any time around the nation, the one thing is we are a nationality. It is conveying message through the states. We are a nation. We have a national identity. That is, we have a Tamil national identity. We have a Punjabi national identity. We have Marathi national identity. We have Bangla national identity. We have Malayali national identity. We have many national identities. To demolish that identities, the Hindi is being imposed, and the Hindi speaking people are led to come into Tamil Nadu. It is because of we cannot blame the people for that. We have to blame the union. We have to question the union. We have to question the union that why you are letting them migrate to our states. You are the ruling party in their states, then give them jobs there. You are allocating more tax revenue for them. Then what is the tax revenue is allocated for? If you are not at all ready to get them employed in their own states and let them migrate to our states. So this is a very bigger issue. The language is the core issue for this. Language is one among many, but it is very important that to secure our national identity, to secure our own states, to secure this nation itself. As our finance minister PTR Palanivel Tyagarajan said, India today is a wonder, but I don't see it in the future. It is very difficult to visualize the future India as a wonder India, because the imperialism is happening through Hindi, through Adani, through Ambani, through Jio, and through the Adani enterprises all around the India. So my request to everyone around the nation, and also the Tamil diaspora and the other nationality diaspora living in the United States, that please spread the awareness among everyone around the world who are migrated from India, because only with the help of our diaspora outside India we can have a bigger battleground, and we can have a bigger voice to make the unions hearing. And another thing I want to insist is social justice struggle. The struggle for social justice is always related to the struggle for linguistic movement. Wherever you see the linguistic movements are very strong, you can hear the voice of social justice very strong. If the social justice voice is separated from the linguistic voice, then the linguistic voice is just another imperial voice that it deprives the people from social justice. So social justice and the linguistic movement have to be put along together, and we have to go with the view together. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity to speak with the very learned guests and professors and activists around India. Thank you for the opportunities.
The symptoms of imperial India, the agitation of Tamil language movement in the past and the present, the relationship between the social justice and the linguistic movement, and proposing to spread this fact to make aware of everyone are the good points. Thank you, Indra Kumar, for the nice and crisp speech. Now it's the time for Q&A sessions. The audience in the call, I would request you to please press the hand raise button and the reactions options, and I will call one after other based upon the sequence. If you have any questions, just to press the hand raise button and the reactions option. So the first one to raise is Daisy. Daisy, you can unmute yourself and go ahead. Please ask a question.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much. In 2017, I heard that central government allocated 623,000 crores to resurrect the dead language, and only 23,000 crores allocated to the other languages, regional languages of India. So what is the status of that money and language? This is for Dr. Chatterjee, Garga Chatterjee. Thank you.
Thank you, Daisy. Dr. Chatterjee, you can unmute yourself and.
If you know, please share the info. Thanks. Or anyone, please, if he is not available.
Yeah, Chatterjee sir is available. Yeah, go ahead, sir. That question is for you, Chatterjee sir.
I think, Daisy, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, can you repeat your question?
In 2017, Indian government, the central government allocated 623,000 crores to the dead language. I mean, to resurrect the dead language. What's happened to the money? And the language is there. How many people are speaking? I'm just wondering. And the rest of the regional language had only 23,000 cores.
I would like to answer if Gogo is not available.
Go ahead, Ali, sir. Thank you.
Oh, I was asked that question. I didn't realize.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Gogo is for you.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. See, you're talking about Sanskrit basically, right? So let's speak directly. So it's an interesting question. Now, language. The fathers and mothers have language, but languages don't have father and mother. Okay. So this very strange notion that is often pushed by Delhi, that so and so language is the mother of that language and so language is the mother of that language. Father and mother have languages. Languages don't have father, mother, sister, all of these things. So we should keep our approach scientific at first. So you have to realize that since we are in a union of states, and since Hindi cannot be imposed directly, but Sanskrit is considered kind of, let's say Hindi is considered, let's say, impure Sanskrit, so to say. So if you look at this Sanskrit, whatever the allocation goes, the allocation is that it goes finally, it ends up in the pockets of the same people who is running this Rajbhasha, etc., and all of these people. Okay, same people. But so I will like to mention two things. First of all, as I said, it is not a language issue only. You are talking about this crore for us, so many crores for them. When you talk about the finance commission numbers, then we will be starting to talk in thousands of crores. Okay. That day that finance commission numbers will be fair, then we will donate to Sanskrit, no problem. Okay. Right now they are grabbing and giving to Hindi, giving to Sanskrit, etc. That then we will be in a place to donate. Okay, how much do you want? For Hindi we will donate, no problem. Okay. So that is where the main finance issue is, not these sub-allocation issues, number one. But having said that, let me point you out to the Constituent Assembly debates. There was a smart Bengali in that debate. So he was opposing Hindi in his mind. But in his speech, he said, I want Sanskrit as the national language and official language. Why? Because for the exact reason you were saying, it's a dead language, means it will be unworkable. So think about this as a strategy also. If suddenly all non-Hindi people, let's say Dravidian states suddenly say, I'm just putting this out, we want Sanskrit as sole official language, then in a very strange tactical way, we practically will not have any official language and we will achieve linguistic equality. Think about it. That's all.
Thank you, sir. The next in line is Dr. Soma Ilungavan, sir.
I'm very happy we are having this conversation today. When we were growing up, we were reading Sarat Chandar, Kandegar, all that translated in Tamil. Now, the Marathis, the Bengalis, and the Punjabis and Tamil, if we unite together, we should have a bigger voice in Delhi. And I think this, even today, should lay the foundation for such a combined effort to allot whatever money is allotted to Sanskrit should be awarded to all the other languages. I think that should be our main focus. And if we focus on that, we will unite. And at the same time, we will have a say in the future. And thank you all very much. Fantastic speeches, and really appreciate all that. To bring all this together, the Puratchi Kaviyar Bharatidasan Tamil Mandram has done a enormous effort, and Chennai and all the others. I really appreciate very much. Thank you, the participants. We are very proud of you. Let us unite together and bring the human resources over the Hindutva radicals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Somayalangavan. The next in line is Mr. Duraikanan.
Hello, everyone. Good day.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good
Yeah.
morning. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a wonderful speech by everyone. Fact-filled, fiery, wonderful speech to ponder on language policy the Indian government is imposing and what we have to do. So I really appreciate all these speakers for their beautiful speech, and also I thank them for immediately accepting our organization's request and accepting our request, and today came for this meeting. Also, I thank special thanks to Ananali Sendilnathan and Indra Kumar from Kerala for coordinating this effort from Chennai. Thank you to you. And also, I would like to take this moment for them to, going live broadcast of this event by Kerala and Tamerica TV as well. Now, coming back to my question, nowadays, I want to quickly raise a two questions. To one is, if you see the Tamil Nadu government, wherever they put that, they say Namma Chennai, and they put Namma in Tamil and Chennai in English. Namma Madurai, right? Namma in Tamil and Madurai in English. Like that, you can see these things keep on happening nowadays. I would like to understand from Ali Sendilnathan and others, what is the reason behind this, why they are doing this, and any of the language activists take this to right official attention to address this one. That is one question. And the second question, now when you say the International Mother Language Day, there is a big monument in Bengal, right? International Mother Language Monument. But in Tamil Nadu, the language right protest started in 1935, but we don't have such a monument to remember all the people who gave their life and to remember them, right? So is there any, from CLEAR or other linguistic organizations, is there any effort on this one reaching to government, Tamil Nadu government, to erect a monument for Tamil martyrs in Tamil Nadu? Thank you.
I would like to answer to these two questions. First, for the second question. For many years, Tamil organizations and recently CLEAR too has given memorandum to the government of Tamil Nadu to set up immediately to erect a good monument in Mulakothalam where Nadarajan and Talamuthu were buried, and also to have a very big symbolic structure for language martyrs. But so far, nothing has happened. Very recently also, I suggested to the current government to take it forward. I think we need much bigger and consistent voices to make it happen. This is very sad, extremely sad that Tamil Nadu has witnessed such a very big language movement. So far, we have no place to commemorate the martyrs the way Bangladesh has the Ekushete. There is this monument in Dhaka, and there are so many other such monuments. We need to do this. The I hope the present government can take it seriously and do something we can do. As far as the first one is considered, that is a problem from different perspectives. On the one hand, most of the projects today handled by contractors and even the government officers, they believe only these kind of things will attract the youngsters. There is no such evidence or there is no such data on that, but they wanted to have it in a bilingual way. It's happening across India. I have seen a full Hindi books are published in Roman letters, published by big publishers like HarperCollins. This is a very big problem, and probably we can discuss it separately. But the government should also consider various factors, but most of such things are happen because of extremely poor governance and control over so many things. This is one of such cases. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. Thanks for.
I would like to say a few words on that hybridization of language.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello, can I go?
Yeah,
Please,
Yeah.
please.
See, language of power is a language of prestige, and whichever language dominates in all this educational, economic, and all domains, that is looked as a language of prestige, and people feel proud while using that language. And other languages become are seen as inferior language. They themselves, because themselves feel shy of using them. So this is due to the power of English and prestige added to it. That's why this kind of this linguistic process do occur. So when our languages become capture all their mother tongue domains and own all their mother tongue domains, they also will looked upon as prestigious languages of wisdom and wise. And then people will use our languages, not other. They will not mix this words from other languages. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
One more point. Thanks for both of you for your answers. And also, I would like to take this moment to thank our fellow organization. I forgot to mention the name, Tamerica America. From the day one, they came to this support. I thank them as well on this effort. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Shobik, you can. Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead with your question.
It's a quick question. I have basically two questions. The first one is there is this increasing urge by the government sitting at Delhi to promote the Hindi language at United Nations, and so I mean, like, has clear the campaign for linguistic equality and rights, does it have any kind of any pathway of how it can be prevented, or is it doing something about it? This is the first question. The second question is, I am an observer from Bengal, and I've been observing, reading a lot about the language movement in Tamil Nadu. I just to be a bit nitpicky about something. See, there are we often hear that Tamil Nadu does not allow 3-language policy. But it is indeed true. It has come to my notice that there are schools in Tamil Nadu, especially CBSE and ICSE, which are allowed to flourish and where you can actually take Hindi as a second language. So don't you think the political establishment has made some mistakes when it comes to preventing the 3-language policy from entering Tamil Nadu? So these are my two questions. One is United Nations.
To whom is the first question for Mr. Shobik? I'll let Mr.
Both
Ali
of them
answer
can
the
be
second
for Mr. Senthilnathan. Both of them can be for Mr. Senthilnathan.
Okay. First, for the second question again. See, the problem of CBSE schools flourishing in Tamil Nadu is mainly because the education is in the concurrent list. Earlier, it was in the state list, and then it transferred to forcibly transferred to concurrent list. Even the education could be in the state list, and some schools, for the benefits of union government employees and all, could exist in the other states. That was the case earlier. But the change in the education policy finally resulted in change in the entire scenario of language education in Tamil Nadu as well. So today, officially and legally, Government of Tamil Nadu can restrict Hindi to be introduced as a compulsory subject or even elective subject in the state government schools, but not in the CBSE oriented schools, and non-CBSE private schools. It is taught as a elective, though it is compulsory elective, because the Government of Tamil Nadu exams doesn't have Hindi. So it is elective, but the schools are making them compulsory. It's a very big issue. But Government of Tamil Nadu couldn't do anything, because even they tried in the past, they couldn't do anything since the education is in the concurrent list. So until the education is brought back to the state list, it will be very difficult to do so. So in the first one, I forgot the first one. What was the question?
The Delhi government is planning to introduce Hindi in United Nations.
Yes,
so what is? Yeah.
Yes, this is again a very, very strategically tricky issue. But essentially, this could be a point where the NRI, non-Hindi people in US, take this opportunity to expose Government of India's move. At least you can use this opportunity to make the world knows that India is a multilingual country. Hindi is not the only language. So this is not China, this is not Russia, this is not France or Germany or Japan or Spain. India is altogether like a European Union or a subcontinent of more than thousands of languages. So we should use this opportunity to expose the Indian government's internal policy of languages, which is imperial policy. Because sometimes when a particular country is engaging undemocratic and hegemonic practices locally, the people in other countries are using the global forums to expose it. I think CLEAR or any other organization can do, but there is a limitation to that. But I hope the language rights people in other countries, they don't need to be even NRI. Anybody who support the language rights can expose Indian government's move. On the other side, India, I think again all the language rights movements and even the state government should fight on this particular issue, on as it is already happened. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ali Sundarnath. And the next one line is Mrs. Saroy Langoma.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So excellent speeches. We like to have it in a YouTube form, so I can send it to all my friends, so they will be educated about the importance of keeping our language for eternity. That's all we all wish. Recently, not recently, over the years in the United States, I have been exposed to Hindi-speaking people. And I insist that I don't know Hindi. And they seem to accommodate my wish, but they keep on go beyond the boundary. And they think we are like enemies to them. And I try to be very kind and say, I don't understand. You have to respect my language, so to speak in English. Anyway, the thing is, I see in the YouTubes, Punjabis talking Tamil, and Japanese in Chinese, and some other people like Gujaratis, they spread their message like they like Tamil. But I don't see any YouTubes, Tamil people speaking on our languages. Is there any? I would like to know, and then send it to those people and tell them that we are not against any other languages, but we just want to practice our language, and we want to keep our mother tongue for eternity. So I would like to know, is there any effort of YouTube honoring other languages also? Thank you.
To whom this question is for, Mrs. Rolangova?
Anybody who is out.
Indra Kumar, do you have any answer to? See,
One
normally in
point
Tamil channel,
I could-
it is to-
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah, Tamil part, I think Senthilnathan should answer what she said about the coming out of boundaries. You should ask them, they should come out of boundaries and they should learn Tamil. If they ask you come out of boundaries and learn Hindi, you should ask them that we know at least a bit of Hindi or other language. You are not learning any other Indian language. You need to come out of boundaries. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
So
thank
my
you very
answer
much.
is
But I think we have to come up with the who are doing this celebration of languages. We have to come up with some YouTubes like that and telling them that we are not against their languages. We can even speak fluently your language. So
yeah, see, I
so
fully
we have
agree
to
with your
celebrate,
view.
by spreading the word that we are not against other languages. We have to show it. Yes.
Yeah, I think Ari has his hands full with all the projects. This is a new project for you, Ari. Tamils should talk in other languages, go to Punjab, go to Mumbai.
But I have a point here.
Yeah.
I have a point here. See, in Tamil channels, we show if a Punjabi or a Pakistani or a Japanese speaking Tamil, we show in Tamil channels. Probably if Tamil speaks some Chinese or Korean, they will show in their channel. We don't show, right? Normally they will show. So that's how it works. Second thing is, I don't want to prove that I am such a broad-minded person, so I am learning Pashto languages or Persian language. I don't want to prove that. If it is convenient for both of us, we'll discuss in any language that we already know. I know English, the Hindi person, if they know English because they are in US, so we can simply speak in English. And this giving such kind of importance to all these kind of things is actually reducing our protesting ability, right? It's very clear. I know Tamil and English. You know Hindi and English. Let's speak in English. If they want to learn Tamil, let them learn. If you want to learn Hindi, please learn. Who is going to? So we don't need to show any such generosity or that we are not such a people. We are actually broad-minded. So we will be learning all the languages. We will be displaying to the world that we will be learning. We learn these languages. I don't think these things are necessary in the very political sense. But personally, let us learn any language as possible because we need to get connect with the world a much better way. So I think everybody please learn more languages. That is completely different.
I would like to tell Honorable Madam that I neighbor Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. I go to those areas and I speak in support of Hindi if Hindi speakers are deprived of their language. I have several YouTube videos where I've been speaking in support of Hindi, where Hindi speakers are deprived of Hindi. So it's not that we don't as if we are enemies of other languages. We support Hindi also, where if Hindi speakers are deprived of their mother tongue. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to prolong the conversation, but if we remove that animosity feeling, we will work towards unity. That will be better for all of us. That's all. Thank you.
I have a suggestion. I think if Ali sir, if your book Moli Engal Uyirukku Ner is translated into English or any other Indian languages, I think the tussle will get a little bit solved. I think so, because the first chapter itself is dedicated to the Hindi speakers of India and how they are deprived of their opportunities.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Indra Kumar. So we are running out of time. So the next in line, people just make it short and simple. Drakanan sir, you raised your hand.
Okay. Sorry for that. We again coming back. I want to just reiterate one of the action item mentioned by Alisha and other people. That is expanding the clear in diaspora organizations. So probably this is a high time, right time. The clear should consider and make it as an action item to start your diaspora wings across the globe. That's my request. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Lamaran.
that.
Definitely we will consider. Even within India, we need to do a lot of things, but still, I don't know how legally it works, but we can consider of having a chapter in US, and probably, as I already said, if, we have to check the legal things, but a kind of group in US, which is for language rights in general, and clear working together as two independent organizations, so that will be a good idea. So let's work together and let's plan for something on this. Definitely. Bala is already speaking about this for a couple of years, even 3-4 years, I think so. So we'll certainly work on this.
That was Duraikan and Mr. Alice in the Lada. So,
Thank you, Anand.
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
The next in line is Elamaran. Mr. Elamaran, you can post your question. Elamaran, we can't able to hear you.
No, it's my son, Ilankathir one. Ilankathir, can you post your question?
Ilankathir.
Hello.
Yep, we can hear you. Yes, go ahead, sir.
So ever since you learned about Language Day and like ever since you started celebrating Language Day, how has it impacted your perspective on the world and on society?
To whom this question is for?
Anyone.
Anyone in the panel? Indra Kumar, do you want to answer that question?
Ilangadir, can you elaborate? I cannot fully understand the question.
Okay. So my question was that so ever since you started like you learned about like the World Language Day and about like and started celebrating it and started like commemorating it with like these sessions, how has it like impacted your perspective, like how you think about the world and about society?
Okay. To make it in one line, what is the impact of celebrating International Mother Language Day? I can take it like that.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm involving in a celebration of International Mother Languages Day. I thank Ali Sindilnathan sir for this opportunity. A few months back, I was discussing with sir that about the Russia and Ukraine got into the war, and we were discussing about that, how the Soviet Russia was formed and how it was broken down. When the Soviet Russia was united as USSR, Lenin was the one who imagined and visualized that how the USSR should be and what are the nationalities should be added into and how they should be recognized and how the languages should be treated. So by studying that, I can also understand that in India we have the similar problem. But the issue is we had Nehru who partially recognized the languages of nationalities and agreed that he will not impose Hindi on the non-speakers of Hindi, but it happened in other ways. But the problem is we do not have Lenin or someone to recognize every nationality or every language and every right claim that we make. By celebrating this, this is as it is the first International Language Day celebration for me. It is very it was very eye-opening, I could say, because listening to Dr. Joha, listening to Dr. Deepak, listening to Dr. Garga, I have previous interactions with these people. I have interviewed them, but we should have a common line for our struggle. for every nation, which is every nation is dividing and every nation is uniting based upon the languages and the diversities that they have upon their culture. So to understand that, this day is very much useful for me. I was studying about the Marathi languages movement. I was studying about the Bangla languages movement. I was studying also about the, I was in an assumption that Punjabi is not at all in a vulnerable position, and I thought that the Hindi is not a bigger problem for them. But only after interacting with Dr. Joha, and he had shared an article with me in the WhatsApp and also to all other members in the group that we had for this event. After reading that, we get to connect more and we can get a common line for our struggles. Only with the common line of our struggles we can unite forward. During the question of previously, we had a question that in Tamil Nadu from, I don't remember the name. In Tamil Nadu, the CBSE schools and ICSE schools are imposing Hindi, and they have the 3-language policy. Why should the Tamil Nadu government allow that? They should ban that. There was a question like that. So we get to know the notion that Tamil Nadu government is allowing the 3-language policy to exist in CBSE, but it is not like that. As Ali Sindhanathan sir had explained, the union made the education into concurrent list, and we are yet to interpret. Recently, A.K. Rajan in his NEET committee report interpreted the constitution that we still have the right to educate our children in our own wish as per the state or the universities act we have. So this forum or the discussion widens the perspective that we have, and also the one line that we are united upon to continue our struggle or the protest or the rightful fight to the future. That is from my own experience.
Thank you, Mr. Indra Kumar.
Thank you.
So it was an honor to have all of you on the panel. So we know your time is precious, and we are immensely grateful that our panel guests were able to carve out some time with us. Thank you, Pratheeba Bala and Tamil Mandram, Tamerica, and PRLA for allowing me to host this International Mother Language Day event. To all the panel guest members, audience, and the listeners, we look forward to working with you, seeing you at the future events. Once again, I thank you, each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone. Let me finish this one. Probably I would like to make one more comment here. So we should consider conducting International Mother Language Day for other foreign languages also, these sort of conferences that would really understand the perspective from international community. That is probably we should consider. Thanks, everyone. We'll close this meeting now.
Thank you.
I'll stop the live. So if you want to speak anything, probably you can chat about it. Otherwise, the live is stopped.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for the participation, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks,
bringing the
Kumar.
people together.
The recording has stopped.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Short time. I know you guys have a lot of events, particularly for the International Mother Language Day. I know you went to, all of you, been in Odisha, and also Olian, today you're in Delhi. Other people are in other cities, right? So even though within your, your amidst schedule, tight schedule, still you made it to the event. We really appreciate for your participation and the thought-provoking fact-filled points. That's really useful. Thanks a lot. And also thanks to Thunai, Ilamoran and Bala. You guys did a wonderful job. I thank you as well. And everyone. Prasad, you did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I will close the Zoom call.